Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Robyn's secret voicemail leaked. Garrison's final plea will break you. Sister Wives Season 20 unleashes the most heart-wrenching twist yet. In a chilling moment that has shattered Sister Wives fans across the globe, a secret voicemail allegedly recorded by Robyn Brown and linked to Garrison Brown's final days has surfaced, and the emotional aftershocks are impossible to ignore. With Season 20 promising to dive deeper into the heartbreak and dysfunction that ultimately tore the Brown family apart, this shocking leak has taken center stage, casting a devastating spotlight on Robyn's role in the family fracture and Garrison's last desperate attempt to be heard. What was once speculation is now unraveling into undeniable tragedy, and the contents of that voicemail. They may just break you. Whispers of Robyn's alleged recording began swirling weeks ago, but no one anticipated just how raw, emotional, and controversial the voicemail would be. Sources close to the production claim the audio file, sent from Robyn's private phone just days before Garrison's untimely passing, was discovered by one of Garrison's siblings, who later provided it to Sister Wives producers with the family's blessing. What it revealed was more than just a message. It was an indictment of everything fans feared had gone wrong behind closed doors. According to insiders, the voicemail was never meant to go public. It was a direct response to a final message Garrison allegedly left for the family group chat, a desperate, emotional plea for unity, understanding, and recognition after months of being iced out by Cody and ignored by Robyn. The Brown kids had long spoken in coded language on social media about being alienated, but Garrison's voice, trembling, tearful, and painfully vulnerable, struck a chord that even the coldest of hearts couldn't ignore. In his message, Garrison begged his father to look past his loyalty to Robyn and see the damage he was doing. "We're still your kids, even if we don't live under her rules. Even if we disagree," Garrison reportedly said. "We're still your family." Robyn's voicemail response, which leaked in full just days before the Season 20 premiere, didn't offer the comfort or reconciliation anyone hoped for. Instead, it sent a wave of horror through the fandom. Delivered in a tight, clipped tone, Robyn's voice sounded more focused on clearing her name than extending compassion. "You can't keep blaming me for everything that goes wrong," she said, her voice quivering with what some interpreted as defiance, others as guilt. "I've tried to be nice. I've tried to be understanding. But you all keep pushing me as if I haven't made sacrifices too." Then came the line that tore through viewers like a knife. "Maybe this family was broken before I even got here. Maybe it was never meant to work." Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Robyn, the so-called peacemaker of the family, choosing this moment of all moments to center herself rather than acknowledge Garrison's pain? It was the kind of emotional misstep that echoed everything Janelle and Christine had been trying to communicate for years. That Robyn, while claiming to be the glue, may have been the very wedge that divided the family beyond repair. And now, the most tragic casualty of that division is gone. The leak of the voicemail has reignited a wave of grief and fury among Sister Wives fans, who have rallied around Garrison's siblings, especially Janelle's children, with whom Garrison was closest. Gabriel, visibly shaken in newly released Season 20 teasers, can be seen listening to something off-camera before storming out of a family sit-down. Many believe this is the moment he hears Robyn's voicemail for the first time. The raw emotion in his eyes, rage, heartbreak, betrayal, is gut-wrenching, and it underscores just how deep the fractures in the Brown family really run. Meanwhile, Cody's reaction to the leak has only deepened the drama. Rather than issuing a statement of compassion or regret, insiders say Cody has doubled down on his stance, suggesting the voicemail was taken out of context and that Robyn's words were misunderstood. He even allegedly accused producers of weaponizing grief for ratings, a claim that has only fueled the backlash. Fans are furious that Cody continues to protect Robyn at all costs, even when doing so means ignoring the obvious hurt of his children. Season 20 is shaping up to be the most emotionally explosive chapter in the Sister Wives saga, with producers reportedly reshaping entire episodes to explore the ripple effect of Garrison's death and the voicemail that may have been one of his final points of contact with the family. Several scenes already filmed, including Cody and Robyn's upcoming interviews, have allegedly been re-edited in light of the leak, and the tone is no longer about rebuilding but reckoning. And while the Brown family continues to grieve and process this heartbreak in real time, the fans are rallying around one clear truth: Garrison deserved better. He deserved a father who put his children before ego. He deserved a stepmother who heard his cries instead of defending her own reputation. And he deserved a family that truly lived by the principles they preached: love, respect, and unity, rather than hiding behind a crumbling spiritual framework. Some former Sister Wives cast members and even extended family have spoken out. Christine, in a quiet Instagram post just after the leak, shared a photo of a candle with the caption, "Let truth bring peace. Let peace bring healing." Many believe it was a subtle nod to the chaos unraveling behind the scenes, and her quiet support for Janelle and the children navigating this storm without Cody's presence. Janelle herself has remained composed but firm, refusing to shield Cody or Robyn from the consequences of their actions. In an emotional Season 20 confessional, she says, "There was a time when I thought we could still fix this. But some things, they don't heal. Some things you have to face in court or in silence." Her words carry weight, especially as she now battles Cody legally over Coyote Pass, custody issues, and financial settlements, all while grieving a son who felt abandoned by the very system she once believed in. The leak has also sparked discussions beyond the realm of reality TV. Mental health advocates and polygamy survivors are using the incident to shine a light on the dangers of spiritual isolation, emotional estrangement, and power imbalance within religious family structures. Garrison's death isn't just a Sister Wives tragedy, one advocate wrote. It's a mirror reflecting how easily a person can be made to feel invisible in the name of obedience and control. As fans brace for the upcoming episodes, one question remains at the heart of it all. Will Robyn take accountability? Thus far, her silence, coupled with Cody's deflection, paints a troubling picture. If the voicemail is real, and all signs suggest it is, and if it truly was her final response to a desperate plea for love and acceptance, then the public reckoning may be just beginning. Viewers want honesty. They want growth. But most of all, they want justice for Garrison. The leak of Robyn's voicemail is more than just a plot twist. It's a seismic shift in the Sister Wives narrative. It has redefined villains and victims, shattered illusions of family harmony, and forced fans to confront the truth behind the show's glossy facade. For over a decade, the Browns tried to convince America that their love was plural, their hearts unified, and their bonds unshakable. But with Garrison's voice echoing in the background and Robyn's cold reply forever etched in the court of public opinion, that illusion has crumbled. Season 20 is not about weddings, new homes, or spiritual awakenings. It's about grief. It's about consequences. And it's about a final plea that will echo long after the cameras stop rolling. Because now we all know what Garrison said. And more importantly, we all know what Robyn chose to say back. It was the audio no one saw coming, the bombshell revelation that sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives fanbase and the Brown family alike. Robyn's secret voicemail, long rumored to exist, was finally leaked in a Season 20 twist more heartbreaking than any that came before. And at the center of it all was a voice now silent forever: Garrison Brown. What began as whispers on fan forums turned into a full-blown emotional earthquake when the unfiltered audio, believed to be a final, desperate message from Garrison to his father's favorite wife, Robyn, was released through an anonymous upload. But this wasn't just any message. It was raw, broken pleading. It revealed years of pain, disconnection, and a son's final attempt to break through the wall that had divided the family ever since Cody's affection shifted entirely to Robyn and her children. And as the audio played, halting, tear-streaked, and haunting, viewers were devastated. The voicemail wasn't angry. It wasn't cruel. It was a boy who'd once loved his family, now a man feeling discarded, crying out for someone, anyone, to see his worth. Robyn, Garrison's voice began, shaking with emotion. "I don't know if you'll even listen to this, or if you'll delete it the second you see my name. But I have to try. I need you to hear me. I need someone to hear me." The raw vulnerability in his tone pierced straight through the listener like a knife through fabric. "I know you think I've been difficult. I know you think I don't respect Dad. But you don't see it, none of you do. You got all of him. We got scraps. And I'm not mad about that anymore. I'm just tired. I'm so tired." The room seemed to freeze as Robyn, in a confessional filmed after the leak, sat stunned, mascara streaking down her face, shoulders trembling, whispering, "I didn't know. I didn't know he felt this way," but fans weren't convinced by her tears. After seasons of watching her monopolize Cody's attention and alienate the other wives and children, many felt her remorse came too little, too late. The voicemail continued, a mixture of confession and closure. "I tried to be the bigger person, Robyn. I really did. I bit my tongue for years. I watched you take Dad from us. Not just Mom. Us. His kids. Me. Gabe. The rest of us. We were there before you, you know? We were his first family. But once you came, it was like we stopped mattering. And I kept hoping he'd come around. I kept waiting for him to remember that we were his too." Each word cracked under the weight of sorrow and rejection, and the sheer honesty was more powerful than any scene the show had ever aired. This wasn't just a conflict between adults. It was a child crying out after years of abandonment, of being invisible in his own family. "I don't hate you," Garrison said in the recording, his voice barely a whisper by that point. "I want you to know that. I don't. I just wish you hadn't taken him away from us. And I wish he hadn't let you." The sound of him trying not to cry was unbearable. "Tell Dad I love him, okay? Even if he doesn't say it back. Tell him I forgive him. And I'm sorry I wasn't what he wanted. I just needed my dad. That's all." Then silence. No goodbye, no closure, just the devastating echo of everything left unsaid. It was later confirmed by a family source that the voicemail had been left just weeks before the tragic incident that shook the entire Brown family, making it all the more devastating in hindsight. And when the leak made its way to social media, the internet erupted. Fans were livid, shattered, enraged. #JusticeForGarrison began trending within hours, while thousands of viewers flooded TLC's pages with demands for accountability, for a real reckoning with what the Brown children had endured in the wake of Cody and Robyn's relationship. In the emotional aftermath, Janelle was reportedly inconsolable. In a private moment caught on camera, she listened to the message with her hands covering her face, whispering, "My baby tried so hard." Christine, already vocal about her disgust with how Cody treated the kids, couldn't hold back her rage. "That poor boy was crying out for love, and none of them listened," she said. "And now it's too late." Even Mary, often distant from Janelle and Christine's pain, was seen wiping tears from her eyes as the voicemail played back on a producer's phone. But it was Cody's reaction that lit the firestorm. In a season 20 confessional, when asked about the message, he sat stiff, arms crossed, and muttered, "I didn't know about that voicemail. I didn't get it. Robyn didn't tell me. If she had, I might have called him back." The words landed like a hammer blow. "Might have," fans repeated online, furious. "Might have called him back?" The anger only intensified as Robyn attempted to explain herself, insisting she had never intended to keep it from Cody. "I thought he just needed space," she said. "I didn't think it was that serious." But viewers weren't buying it. In their eyes, the voicemail wasn't just a plea, it was proof. Proof that Garrison had been ignored, silenced, and emotionally abandoned by the father who once swore to raise all his children in love and unity. As the season continued to unfold, the leaked voicemail became the emotional core of the story, a haunting reminder of what happens when children are sacrificed in the name of favoritism and fractured love. Producers dedicated a special episode to unpacking the message, bringing in grief counselors, family experts, and former polygamous community members to discuss the ripple effect of emotional abandonment. One counselor noted, "This wasn't just about Robyn or Cody. This was about an entire generation of brown children who were slowly pushed aside for the sake of a narrative that no longer included them. Fans and critics alike called for a reckoning, not just from the show, but from TLC itself. Petitions were launched demanding better mental health support for reality stars, particularly the children, whose trauma had been playing out on television for over a decade. The voicemail ignited a national conversation, but within the Brown family, it opened old wounds that might never heal. Gabriel, who had largely stayed silent since the tragedy, finally spoke out in a rare interview, his voice low and heavy. He tried to reach them.
He tried so hard.
And nobody answered. His words were a gut punch, filled with the pain of a brother who shared in that silence, in that exile. People always saw us as angry or rebellious, but we were just hurt. We were just forgotten. The family dynamic shifted irreversibly after the voicemail leaked. The remaining children, many of whom had already distanced themselves from the show, now refused to film. Janelle pulled away completely, focusing on healing with her surviving kids. Christine, already remarried and living a new life, became a fierce advocate for mental health support, using her platform to raise awareness. Robyn, once the darling of Cody's world, was left isolated, her children shielded from the media storm. Even Cody's iron grip on the family narrative began to unravel as fans turned their backs, disgusted by his callousness. The voicemail changed everything. It shattered illusions, burned away the facade of unity, and exposed the emotional wreckage beneath the surface of the Brown family legacy. And for those who had long suspected that the cost of Robyn and Cody's special bond was paid in the tears of the other children, Garrison's final words were both heartbreaking and validating. "I just needed my dad," he said. "That's all." No reality show edit could soften that blow. No PR spin could undo the raw, unfiltered truth of a boy who died feeling unloved by the man who should have been his rock. And now, as Sister Wives barrels forward into its most emotionally charged season yet, one thing is clear. Garrison's voice, once silenced by pain, now echoes louder than ever. And it's not going away.